Hello everyone, in this video we will be talking about the term rate limiter. Okay, so this is another scenario in which the distributed system or another layer of program or technology you have to use to control the scaling kindish problem. Okay, or it is a kind of a rare problem in the monolith architecture as well. You would know. So what happens, the scenario, because the rate limiter is another thing which is uh, invented to solve a specific problem. So before talking about the solution, which is rate limiter, first identify the what was the problem and how was it proposed to solve by the rate limiter. So the problem was sometimes, or in some cases, or in some websites, traffics are very unpredictable, which means that we never know like what kind of traffic comes and from where it is been repeatedly sending request to our server. We never know that. But sometimes what happens is if someone has a fishy intention and try to attack your server, okay, so he will keep sending on repeat request one another after one another one after. And what happens, our server was is a machine with limited resources, and it eventually fails to serve those requests and goes down or slow. So eventually it affects the end user experience, the genuine user experience. So the problem was this. Okay. The solution, it could be like we find that who was doing it, and we, before making it a worse situation in the server, we immediately block that. But it was very hard to identify because the IP address is will be changed throughout the world. And for the changing IP address is the unique thing which on which you can identify. Well, yeah, some user was passed in the was very fishy, so we blocked those users or we block those IPs. But if IP change, the problem will again arise. So solution was proposed that we regardless of any user, regardless of any IP, we will accept a limited amount of request in a particular period of time, which means that in 3 minutes we will accept only 100 requests. This is just an example. So what happens, like nowhere, no matter from where, which IP it is coming from, which user is coming, it is a genuine user or a fishy user, it will block all the requests if sent more than 100 in 3 minutes. So in this case, if any one user try to hit a server, it's just an example, 3 minute, 100 rupees. It could be sent to any limit, 1 minute, 5 minute, 1 hours, 1,000, any combination. So if any user try to send 100 first request, after 100 the first request within the 3 minute time period, the request get blocked. And with a graceful response like 429, here you have might have seen this kind of HTTP response for 429, which is many, or the too many attempts, too many requests kind of message. So which tells the user, yeah, he exceeded the amount of request in a particular period of time. So you can try again after that period, you know, ends up. So after 3 minutes, again he is able to send another 100 requests. So it is sent in such a way, some users, some website needs to have more requests in a particular period of time. Like for 5 minutes, you usually get 1,000 requests. So that is okay for that. But you would know like what is unusual for your website or for your server. Like 90% of user or 90% of time you got a number of requests in any period of time. But suddenly, for some time, your server was slow and you found that, yeah, this peak of request, the culprit that was causing the problem. So what you do, you analyze that, you put a time period and a number of requests you would allow. And after that, whenever uh, ungenuine, or you can say the fishy spikes happen on the server, it will not go into the dark path or go to the down path. So your server will not go down. Instead, it will block the further request because it will reach the limit. And that is the name of this term, which is rate limiter. Rate limiter means at which rate you will be accepting a limited request. Okay, so it would be, it is like a 1,000 requests per second or 1,000 requests per minute. It could be any combination. So it is depend upon on your use case, on your server or your capacity. Sometimes it is like your server is very slow, so you can't accept a genuine request even because your website is going viral and you got too many requests, genuine requests, but your server is not yet scaled up that too. So you have to, unwillingly you have to add the rate limiter because it is the only option to stay up your server until you scale it up. So yeah, that is the main purpose of the rate limiter. And if you have any question, if like added any jargon word or any word which is not understood, which needs to be explained well, then you can comment down below, and I will like try to make another video on it.